Today I'm going to show you the full breakdown on my latest condo renovation. Might I add, my first ever rehab. Thanks for watching. My name is Zoomin' Zach. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, like old to the channel, and you haven't liked and subscribed,
what are you doing with your life?
Anyway, I'm breaking down my latest condo deal. Wait a minute. I thought there were no deals in this market. Oh. Anyway, this is a 2-bed, 1.5 baths, found in Southern Maryland, located right in the middle of the action, right near a Harris Teeter. Like, tip you guys, buy a house near Harris Teeter, you know it's gonna be a pretty nice spot. But this property had tons of issues. It was a short sale, and to say the least, it really had a lot of funny things about it. Number one, it smelled super bad. Like right when you walk in, it hits you right in the face, and there clearly was like dogs and cats in there because it smelled really bad, like pee. And there was actually some holes in the carpets that we found that had like a dog had kind of ripped through them. There were holes in the walls in one of like the secondary bedroom where somebody was punching holes in the walls, like Mike Tyson.
And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
But one of the most valuable things I actually found in the condo was this cracked safe. So it was an open safe, but I couldn't get the safe to reset. So I actually ended up having to toss the safe. It was really nice though, like a fireproof safe. I was like, this is sweet. One of the funniest things about it though was they really wanted to spruce the place up. So they took the cheapest paint they could find from Home Depot or Lowe's, and they slapped it all over the cabinets, and it made the place shine so nice. I'm absolutely kidding. But before I spoil the whole thing for you, why don't you see for yourself? And then after you finish watching that, I'll give you all the details about the money. So, like I said before, it was a condo, and I actually found this deal on the MLS, that's multiple listing service, which is, generally how most average buyers find houses. But because of that, there's a lot of competition. This house had actually been sitting in the market, and there really wasn't a lot of interest in that area because of all the issues it had. This is why it's great to pick up renovation properties, because you're not going to have as many bidders. So I think what was really beneficial for me and how I really negotiated a good price was I was just the first one to bid on it. So it was listed at 120. I know it was worth about 165, 170. I bid right away as soon as I saw it, as soon as we stepped into it, and I said, well, look, I really didn't want to take on a renovation property at the point that I am in my real estate career, which, obviously this was quite a few months ago. I wasn't really that into it because I was actually in school. Like, I don't really have the time to try to run a renovation and hire contractors. But actually, fortunately, because we're in Zoom classes, I said, well, maybe I can do this. My father's a little handy. I'm, you know, kind of fit in some ways, so I really am not that handy, but I can swing a hammer and pick up stuff and put things down. So I was like, let's go for it. So we bid right away. Since I think we were the only bidders, they took our offer right away. We went into it. We had a little bit of a feud in the middle of it. This was we actually got under contract in November, and they were trying to push back after like 3 months, saying that after a month and a half that they wanted us to pay more and all these different things. It was kind of crazy. It wasn't totally ethical, I would say, in a lot of ways, but we ended up kind of pushing back. We ended up working out a deal, and we ended up purchasing the property for $123. We thought it was going to cost us $25K. So I figured we would put $25K into this place, and we would have 15 grand in equity. Just about, you know, what is it? Yeah, 15, actually 18, or was that right? 15, 17 grand in equity. But it turns out we actually ended up doing this for only 15K. The rehab is my father and I did a lot of the work ourselves. So we ended up having to do, as you saw, all new carpets, all new flooring, ripped out the old carpets, painted the place, totally redid the kitchen. We took this really nasty kitchen, as you saw, and opened it up. So it was really cool. So what ended up happening, we actually ended up renting this out for $1,450 with our mortgage, including the HOA fee, being somewhere around $750. So you look at the math there, we're doing about $700 in cash flow. If you know, when you really consider, before you consider vacancies and maintenance and repairs and capital expenditures. So it ended up turning out to be really a slam dunk. I was thinking I was going to get somewhere closer to $1,100 to $1,200, but then I had my realtor, and this is why I talk about having really great members on your team, because he came to me and said, why don't you go like $1,450? And I was like, $1,450? $1,400 sounds crazy. I was thinking $1,100, $1,200. So we ended up putting it out there. We got tons and tons of hits on it, and we rented it out. It took us about 10 weeks to fix it up, and then, no, that's not correct. It took us about 8 weeks to fix it up and another 2 weeks to rent it out. But I tell you what, day one I could have rented it out. I just took a little longer because I wanted to make sure I was doing the process right as sort of a new landlord in the realm of really managing tenants that are older and employed versus just before. I've done student rentals, and I worked with kind of my peers and saying, hey, you know, it's a little bit easier of a process, and I didn't pull credit, I don't do all this stuff. This is my first time pulling credit. I use Tenant Cloud. For those of you out there, I'm not gonna plug them yet. I'm just gonna say I use them. I like some things about them, but I will keep you updated whether I'm really sold on them. I decided I would put money into a property management software because I want to take and I want to build this into something big. So I want to really invest into a company or a software to get good, and I will let you guys know what I think about it. I can actually make a review video down the line. Drop a comment if that's something you're interested in. But it turned out to be a slam dunk. I'm making close to $700 a month, every month, cash flow, adding money to my income, and it ended up being awesome. So thanks you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this gave you a little confidence to say, look, if this 22-year-old dummy can do it, you can do it too. Peace.